Hello, MTV, and welcome to my garden bed. So, on February 7th, all the plants were in the bed, ready to go. But of course, before we planted, we had to tend to the soil. We had older garden beds, so not much was added to the soil. We did sprinkle on some compost tea. On the right, this is my initial plan for all the plants I wanted, all the vegetables I wanted to grow. So we'll start with the direct seeds. I did all these at the top of the bed. The first ones I did 8 seeds of beets. I planted them in a zigzag order just so they have that space. They're 6 inches apart from each other, all 1 inch deep. Then I did bright yellow chard. I planted 4, 6 inches apart and just in a straight line. I also planted bright lights chard, 4 again, 6 inches apart in that line. And then the last one I did was the sugar snap peas. I planted 6 of them, 6 inches apart, 1 inch deep. I also did these guys in a little zigzag as well, just for looks. All right, after we planted the seeds, I planted 5 transplants. I planted lettuce bib first. I planted 4 of them, 6 inches apart. Then I moved on to red Russian kale. I planted 6 of those, 6 inches apart in a zigzag order. Then I planted green magic broccoli. I planted 3, and they are 8 inches apart. Then I planted coastal star romaine lettuce, 4 of them, 6 inches apart. And then lastly, I planted snow crown cauliflower, 3. I planted 3 of them, 8 inches apart. So as we watched our gardens grow, the only major pest that I had to deal with was Drake. Just kidding. He was my neighbor though, and we did have a few cat problems. On the left, that's me trying to figure out who done it, because there's cat poop in our garden along with cat paws. We did have a few pincher bugs running around in the gardens. There was holes in just a few leaves, but it wasn't a big deal. With weeds, we were always out there hand pulling. That we had to deal with this year was the weather conditions. It was rather harsh winter, and right after we planted our gardens, we were hit with a lot of rain and of course frost. So a lot of all of my seeds didn't make it, didn't sprout. But we come back from spring break a few weeks later, and boom, look at that. I'm like a proud mom. All of my transplants grew and blossomed. My seeds, however, did not grow except my snap peas, which I am very proud of in this picture. I planted 6, only 4 of them sprouted. But besides that, I had no seeds, which I was pretty sad about because I really wanted my beets to come in. But with the transplants, I took a lot of lettuce home. I think I left school with 7 bags in my hand. Unfortunately, the cauliflower and broccoli, they grew, as you can see, but the vegetation was just growing in. So I harvested it and I took it home. I'm going to try, plant it and grow so I can harvest the cauliflower and broccoli. But yeah, the romaine lettuce, the kale, and the lettuce bib, harvested it all in my fridge. All of the kale grew, all of them grew. They grew huge, made some kale chips. I'm pretty happy about that. But garden, pretty successful, if I do say so myself. This assignment was a lot of fun for me. It encouraged me to start a garden at home, and it's just so much more rewarding to eat your own plants, your own crops. It's awesome. So thanks for watching.